Misha.
Hi.
So you said that you had, or you wrote a poem from Cass's perspective.
Yes.
In your poetry book. And it's fine if you're not comfortable sharing which one it is. But I was wondering if you actually sat down and thought about, I want to write a poem from this perspective, or if you just were like writing a poem and then you just thought maybe, oh, that's kind of.
I did. I sat down. She's asking if in my poetry book I intentionally sat down and was like, I should write a poem from Cass's perspective, or if it just flowed out of me. And the answer is, I don't know. There's a song that in Jensen's new album that is about Cass and Dean. Did you know that?
Which one is it?
I don't know. Figure it out. You cheaters try to get people to do all the work for you. Go sit down.
Thank you.
Bye.
What would be your or Cass's favorite song of Jensen's? And what would Dean or Jensen's favorite poem be?
Well, I think there's a one of shit. I don't remember that. Now you're gonna make me look like a jerk for not knowing the names of Jensen songs. But there's one that's sort about Cass. Yeah. So that's the one. Like, the rest of them suck. Not really. Don't tell him I said that. Yeah, Watching Over. What is the song called?
Watching Over Me?
Watching Over Me? Great. That's about Cass. Do you know that? Did he say that publicly? Am I outing him?
It was hinted.
Okay, it was hinted at. Okay, well, it's about Cass. At least that's what he told me to make me not feel jealous. Did you write this about another angel? Jensen? Who is the other angel? I'm so mad right now. I listened to your new album. Interesting song. Who's that about? And I don't know what poem Dean would love of mine. It's really hard for me to say. There's one about driving. There's one about prostitutes on the street in Vancouver. That one probably appeals to Jensen.
You know, it's funny. I wrote a lot of that. I'll start by saying this. Pretty much all of Volume 2 is written in Vancouver. Jensen and I would go up and usually spend about a week's time. And in that week, we would kind of work around his schedule, his shooting schedule. Sometimes I'd go on set and he would write in the trailer in between his breaks. And then sometimes he would have the whole day off, or sometimes he'd have the night off. And so we would work. And I basically came up with a lot of the ideas. And then Jensen's really helpful with lyrical content. And one of the things that we really love about writing together is that a lot of times we'll write something from different perspectives and not know that we're doing it. So we'll get, halfway through or almost all the way through the song and realize that, am I really loud? Okay. And then realize that we both thought we were writing about something completely different. And that's actually kind of a fun thing when that happens, because it means that other people will have that same experience. And I love that personally. I think it's really fun to have people interpret songs in different ways. Another thing is, and people probably noticed this by now in hearing Volume 1 and Volume 2, that I think that the show inspires the music a little bit, at least lyrically, because there's a lot of stuff about demons and angels watching over me and all these things. So I think that has something to do with it, and I think that's just a natural thing by being in that environment. Even though it happens here too with us, I think it's just kind of like this looming inspiration that is there for us. But in terms of like what it directly means in terms of the context and the meaning of the song, I think it means something different for Jensen than it means for me. I think for me, and I can only speak to how I perceive it, it's to me it was always about an angel watching over you that you don't necessarily want watching over you all the time. I don't think Jensen perceived it that way. I think he saw it as something different, but I like that. And we like keeping songs in the abstract sometimes and not putting too much, kind of keeping them, neutral in terms of like how the way that they could be perceived, but also still not being too abstract and having meaning for us as individuals.